creepy, true forest horror story. The man who wasn't kneeling. I used to work with a volunteer search and rescue team in northern Oregon. Most calls were routine. Lost hikers, injured backpackers, the usual. But one case from 2019 still keeps me up at night. A boy had gone missing near a remote forest trail. His friends said he ran ahead during a game and never came back. We started the search at dusk. The forest was thick, tall pines, heavy underbrush, almost no moonlight. Everything felt swallowed. 2 hours in, my partner and I found footprints, small ones, leading off the trail. We followed them. They stopped near an old, hollowed-out tree trunk. That's where we heard it. A faint crying, soft, weak, like a child trying not to be loud. We called out, "Hey, we're here to help." The crying stopped immediately. Then a whisper, barely audible. "Over here." The voice was wrong. Not in tone. Tone was perfect. But in placement. It sounded like it came from every direction at once. We scanned our lights across the forest. That's when we saw him. A man, kneeling with his back to us about 30 feet away. Pale, motionless. Hands on the ground like he was praying. His clothes were clean, way too clean for someone crawling through the woods. "Sir," I called, "did you see the boy?" He didn't answer, but I noticed something that made my stomach twist. His head wasn't bowed. It was twisted upward, facing the sky, like his neck had bent the wrong way. My partner whispered, "That isn't right." We slowly approached, and I realized he wasn't kneeling at all. His legs were stretched behind him. His arms were bent backward. He was hinged, balancing impossibly on his joints like a broken marionette. Then his head snapped toward us. No rotation, no transition, just instant movement, as if reality glitched for a second. His face was blank, no expression. And then he said, in the exact voice of the missing boy, "Found me." My partner grabbed my arm. "Back up now." The thing unfolded upward. Long limbs bending, straightening with a crackling noise like branches snapping. Then it began mimicking other voices. A woman crying, a man screaming. The ranger who briefed us earlier. Us, perfectly. We ran hard. We didn't stop until we reached the trucks. When the team regrouped, we learned that another unit had found the boy safe, a mile away in the opposite direction. But the worst part? He told them he heard us calling him deeper into the woods. Voices that sounded exactly like ours, leading him away. And when he didn't follow, the voice whispered, "Then I'll go get them instead." True forest horror story. The thing that watched me from the pines. I've been a forest ranger for 9 years, and I've seen almost everything. Lost hikers, bear attacks, strange lights, even abandoned campsites that looked like their owners just vanished. But nothing has ever shaken me, like what happened in the Deep Pine Reserve last October. It started with a call from a group of hunters who claimed they kept hearing someone screaming deep in the woods. Not animal screams, human, high-pitched, desperate. I hiked out alone just before sunset, following the direction they described. The deeper I went, the quieter the forest became. No birds, no insects, just the crunch of leaves under my boots. About 2 hours in, I found something odd. A circle of trees, their trunks scratched with long, vertical claw marks, all pointing inward, like something had been trying to force its way out, not in. Then the scream happened. It was so close, it felt like it came from right behind me. Raw, panicked, like someone begging for help. I spun around, flashlight cutting through the dark, but there was nothing. I yelled out, "I'm a ranger. If you can hear me, call back." Silence. I scanned the area again, and that's when my light hit something between the trees. A face, pale, motionless, watching me. At first, I thought it was a lost hiker, until it slowly stepped sideways without turning its head. Its body didn't move naturally, more like it was sliding, dragging itself behind the trunks. I called out, but it didn't respond. Instead, it ducked out of view. I took a step back, then it mimicked my voice. "Ranger, help me." Same tone, same pitch, but twisted, offbeat, like someone trying to copy a sound they didn't fully understand. My blood ran cold. I turned to leave, walking fast, but not running. The forest echoed with snapping branches behind me. Something large was following, just out of sight. Every time I stopped, the footsteps stopped too. When I finally reached my truck, the woods were silent again. I unlocked the door, climbed inside, and as I started the engine, I heard it from just beyond the tree line. "Don't leave." But it used my voice this time. I didn't report what I saw, not officially, but I filed a warning for hikers to avoid that area. 2 weeks later, another ranger found a campsite near the same spot. Tents slashed open, bags scattered, campfire still warm. No people, just long drag marks leading into the pines. Creepy, true, forest horror story. The whistle beyond the tree line. I always thought the forest near my uncle's cabin was peaceful, quiet. Too quiet, maybe, but never dangerous. At least, that's what I believed. Until the night something whistled back at me. It happened in late October, when the cold had already settled into the ground, and the trees stood like skeletons against the sky. I'd gone for a short walk before sunset, just to clear my mind. The trail was familiar, one I'd hiked dozens of times. But that evening, something felt different. The forest was dead silent. No insects, no wind, no rustling. Just the sound of my own footsteps. About a mile in, I heard a soft whistle, short, two-tone, like someone signaling. At first, I assumed it was a hiker, maybe someone trying to call their dog. So I whistled back, just instinct really. But the reply came instantly. Same pattern, same tone, too exact. I felt a cold ripple crawl down my spine. I scanned the tree line. "Hello?" I called out. No answer. Just another whistle, closer this time. I turned around to head back when I noticed something strange. The path behind me looked different, narrower. The trees felt like they'd shifted. Closer, leaning inward, watching. I quickened my pace. All the while, that whistle followed me, always at the same distance, never getting louder, never getting quieter, just tracking. When I reached the small wooden bridge near the cabin, I finally saw it. At first, I thought it was a person standing among the trees, tall, thin, completely still, but its proportions were wrong. Arms too long, head slightly tilted like a bird listening for prey.